So if you've got kids or you're just on social media at all, you've heard it, that super catchy doot doot sound. It really seems like just another harmless meme, but there's a whole story behind it that honestly, every parent should know. We're going to uncover where this trend really comes from and give you a clear, practical guide for how to talk to your kids about it. It's everywhere, right? You've seen the finger guns, you've definitely heard the sound, and you've probably even seen your own kids or their friends doing the hand motions. It all looks like a bit of harmless fun, but like with so many of these viral trends, there's a much deeper story hiding just under the surface.
All right, so first up, let's just look at the trend as most of us see it, the part that feels completely innocent.
So what are our kids seeing? Well, to them, it's just funny, short videos. They hear this incredibly catchy sound, they see these specific 6-7 or finger gun hand motions, and maybe most importantly, they see that everyone is doing it. I mean, that's the perfect recipe for a viral trend. It's simple, it's easy to copy, and it feels like a giant inside joke that everyone's a part of.
Okay, but this is where the story takes a huge turn. Those motions that seem so harmless, that sound that gets stuck in your head, they don't come from a cartoon or a silly video game. They actually come from a place, a context that straight up glorifies real-world harm.
So, the big question, where does this meme actually come from? Let's get into the source.
The song is called Doot Doot 6-7 by an artist named Skrilla, and it belongs to a music subgenre called drill rap. Now, it's really important to get what this genre is all about. Drill music is known for its dark, really gritty, and super explicit lyrics that are all about street life and, very often, violence. This isn't just, background flavor. It is the entire point of the song.
Let's actually break down the lyrics for a second, because this is where you really see the disconnect. You've got "shooter, stay strapped," which isn't just a line, it's glorifying being armed. So many dead ops, that's normalizing violence and death against rivals. The song openly talks about drug use with "I popped the perk" and criminal activity with "swap the VIN," which is about changing the ID on a stolen car. And that catchy doot doot sound, it's literally meant to be the sound of gunfire. That's the key here. The most popular, most viral part of the song is a fun-sounding effect for an act of violence.
And believe me, that is not all. In the full song, we're talking about at least 6 different kinds of really concerning content. You've got profanity, graphic violence, drug use, crime, glorifying weapons, and some deeply disrespectful language. It's just a wall-to-wall collection of explicit stuff. Okay, so now we get the problem, right? So let's get to maybe the most important part. What do we actually do about it? How can we talk about this with our kids in a way that actually works? Let's dive into some practical solutions. For the little ones, elementary school kids, this is obviously a delicate conversation. They're probably just copying a fun little dance they saw online. The goal here isn't to scare them. It's to gently guide them towards thinking a little more deeply. So how do we do that? Here's a really powerful tool you can give them, and it works for any online trend. It's a simple 3-step filter. Is it kind? Is it true? And is it wise? See, this shifts their thinking from, am I going to get in trouble for this? To, is this actually a good thing to be doing? And that is a much more valuable skill for life. So here are a few ways to actually kick off that conversation. Start with curiosity, not an accusation. Just a simple, hey, I've seen that before. What's it from? Then explain it very simply, without getting graphic. Something like, that sound actually comes from a song about pretending to do hurtful things. Your goal is to build up their discernment muscle without making them feel guilty. And you know what? Offer up a healthy swap. Challenge them to make up their own silly hand motions to a different sound. Now, for middle and high schoolers, the approach has got to be different. They're more aware, they've been exposed to more media, and they need a conversation that really respects their intelligence. A simple "don't do that" just isn't going to cut it. So here's a roadmap for that deeper talk. First up, ask them what they think the song means. Let them talk. That invites them into the conversation, instead of just being lectured at. Then talk about everything the song leaves out, the real-world consequences like jail time or grief or trauma. Help them see the difference between an artist's persona and their real-life choices. And finally, bring it back home. Connect it to what your family believes about how we should treat people. And this brings up a really key idea in media literacy, the difference between glorification and depiction. Is the song just depicting a certain reality, or is it glorifying it, making it seem cool and powerful? A piece of art can describe something bad without honoring it, but in this case, the song is definitely leaning hard into glorifying it. Helping your teens see that difference is a huge win. And this quote right here just sums it all up perfectly. The song shows all the tough talk and bravado, but what it doesn't show is the pain.
It completely leaves out the broken relationships, the legal consequences, the victims, the remorse. Just pointing that out can help a teen see the story for what it is. Incomplete, and because of that, pretty misleading.
Okay, finally, let's just zoom out for a second. Because really, this isn't just about one song or one meme. It's about a much bigger lesson for all of us trying to navigate this digital world.
At the end of the day, the goal isn't to play whack-a-mole with every new trend, trying to ban songs or dances. I mean, that's just a losing battle. The real victory here is helping our kids build media discernment, that skill to think critically about what they see and hear, so they can make wise choices for themselves.
And that really leaves all of us with one big question to carry forward. This Doot meme, it'll fade away. But there's going to be another trend tomorrow, and another one the day after that. The real challenge is to be ready to ask, what's the message hiding in the next one?